What is up, everybody? Welcome to Who's the Bossiest? That's right. It's the only Who's the Boss podcast on streaming. Why? Because we ran the rest of them out of town. That's right. People have been clamoring for this. Rob, me, together. Who's the Boss? And we gave them what the people wanted. Stranger Things, Game of Thrones, Who's the Boss recap shows. That is what we do. Rob is not here. It's just me, Paul Scheer. And we're going to do a little bit of a shorter show tonight because I have to do an actual show in person and in the live world. This is a live world. But I'm sorry I'm late. I was picking up my son from Pokemon class. Yep, my son goes to Pokemon class, and I pay for that. I pay for that privilege for him to go to Pokemon class. Recently, how are you? How are you all? You know what? Before I even get into my life, let's get into the life of the people that we're here for. The Masellis, Tony Danza. Let's go see what we got. Molly, pop up what we have today. What we have here. Okay, I'll talk about Pokemon class in a second. Wow, boy, oh boy, I'm so excited. I'm so bummed that Rob cannot be here for Prom Night 2. This is one of the best episodes of Who's the Boss of all time. Like I said, this aired in May of 1988. And as soon as Angela hears that Samantha will go to prom with Jesse, she relives a childhood trauma and does her best to make her prom as perfect as possible for Samantha. Sam, however, is fed up with all the preparations and calls the prom off. So you thought maybe, oh my gosh, Prom Night 2. Is this like a sequel episode? Is there a Prom Night 1? No. The Prom Night 2 refers to Angela reliving her prom. That's what I love about Who's the Boss is the playing with words. It's like a constant crossword puzzle that is unfolding in front of us. Classic episode directed by Assad Kalata, one of the best HTB directors. And of course, you know, this is a three-hander, not one writer, not two writers, three writers. That means that each writer pretty much wrote 10 pages each. That's Martin Cohen, Blake Hunter, and Diana Ayers. They all teamed up for this episode that, I hope everyone's caught up because we're going to get into it, people. All right, Molly, you can pop that out. I know a girl owns a rocking horse from hell. Hey, look, we're always down to talk to somebody who owns an obscure piece of prop from a How Did This Get Made movie. But I also want to just talk to Phantom 98. Phantom 98, how could you mess this up? We are very clear. It was not season 4, episode 21 tonight. Okay, you're allowed to stay, Phantom 98, but this is a serious show where we take Who's the Boss very seriously. It's a sacred text. People, the way that it's been reviewed in Verity or the Hollywood Reporter, Entertainment Weekly, even though Entertainment Weekly is defunct, it still reviews this show. It said, like Bible study is to the Bible, Who's the Boss? Theist, that's the name of the show, is to Who's the Boss. Anyway, I'm not about quoting things. We're going to get into all of this. Here we go. Who on the Clippers would be the Tony Danza of the team? Well, that's interesting, right? Because it's a former sports player hired to take care of this family. I'm going to say that that's going to be Ty Lue. You know, the coach is the Tony Danza role. I mean, former baseball player, former basketball player, now in charge of a family, a little dysfunctional, heightened sexuality. Obviously, Mona is Jerry West. We all know this. By the way, speaking of shocking NBA news, I don't know if anyone just saw this, but the Nets have just suspended Kyrie Irving because I don't know if you've been following this. Obviously, Kyrie has been making some anti-Semitic statements, or how should I say it? Because the way that Kyrie has kind of framed it is that he's seen a documentary and he's got some questions about it, right? So he was able to put out some very anti-Semitic views in the form of a discussion. Anyway, they talked to him about it. They had a sit down. I believe he gave some money. And then today, they asked him point blank at a press conference, do you believe that the Holocaust happened? To which he could not give a succinct answer. Just botched it in every way. Like all he needed to say was yes. But his answer, I should actually read it because his answer is perfect, like word salad. And again, you would think at this point, just say, yeah, the Holocaust happened. We got it. It's not that hard. Anyway, the big issue is that the Nets have put him on suspension, and they basically said you got to like do some remedial courses here just to kind of get you up to speed. So it is wild that that they are doing that in a great way. Like, I mean, way to kind of step up and put your money where your mouth is. Now they're also hiring a man or potentially hiring a new coach who is currently under investigation for having sex with coworkers. I would say it's tough to make a stand in one direction and then be like, well, hey, we are against anti-Semitism, but if it's a boss having sex with somebody underneath them, we're totally cool with that. Hey, guys will be guys. So I'd be curious to see how they will handle that. But this is, basically this. I want to see if I can get that quote. I wasn't even going to talk about this because whenever I talk about this stuff, I feel like I get tongue tied a little bit. But I mean, the quote about it, he just needed to say, yes, I believe in the Holocaust. Anyway, we'll see how this situation goes forward as it does. But it's a very good step, I think, to just kind of stamp that out. I think it's important. Okay. Halloween was just here. I hope everyone had a great Halloween. I just got back from being on the road with How Did This Get Made. We had an amazing costume contest. We went to Cleveland and Detroit and Indianapolis and Chicago. And I just want to know, did people watch a Halloween movie? Did people get in the Halloween spirit? Because I know I definitely got in the Halloween spirit. I love, watching a classic Halloween movie. And I don't know if people know about this one, but this is my favorite Halloween movie. I'll show it. I'm going to pull it up right now. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. I don't know if anyone watches the PeePee PooPoo Man. You say his name, you won't be laughing when he kills you. Yeah, the PeePee PooPoo Man, one of the best, great Halloween classic. Yes, he has a funny name, but he is a straight up a stone cold killer. The PeePee PooPoo Man. Don't let his name fool you. He will kill you on the toilet. The toilet killer. Like Jason is to camps and Freddy Krueger is to dreams. This man is to toilets. The PeePee PooPoo Man, fantastic. It's streaming on all platforms. It was a Tubi exclusive, not like 2B exclusive. It was Tubi, Tubi exclusive. So if you have not checked out the PeePee PooPoo Man, please do. By the way, I want to give full credit to the PeePee PooPoo Man, to Chris Straub. Chris Straub came up with the PeePee PooPoo Man. And I don't want to make it like it was my own. Scrolling around on the internet this week a little bit, and something popped up for me that I hadn't thought about in a long time. When I first started like working in this business, when I first started like having any success at all, the success that I had that was going on the Conan O'Brien show. Conan O'Brien was amazing because he would do all these elaborate desk pieces. Desk pieces are kind of like the sketch part of a talk show. And we would be hired, everybody from UCB, all these great comedians. And what we would do is basically hang out all day in 30 Rock and get paid for it, and then do really silly, dumb bits. And you would essentially be a working actor. And a majority of the time, you didn't have any lines, or at least I didn't have any lines. I started off doing a lot of under fives, but they still paid great. If I did like 2 a month, I'd be able to pay my rent and then like have some living money. So it was a giant boon to me. And I've forgotten about all the ones I've done. I have a bunch on VHS tapes. So that means I will never watch them. But I did find this one, and I want to show you a classic Conan O'Brien bit that I did. Well, I don't know if it's classic. It's just a bit. It's a random bit. How about that? I'll amend it. I now want to show you a random, here's a bit that I did on Conan O'Brien that someone sent to me that brought back a lot of memories. And let me tell you, this is going to be one hot clip.
Eyes may be a little self-conscious about your body hair. Let's face it. Well, here are a few styling strategies to help you wear your body hair more confidently. You can, for example, opt for the bikini.
John Ross Bowie, right? You know him.
You can go for the Robin Williams look. Or, of course, my personal favorite, the Heidi.
Classic bit. That was me with a lot. Let me tell you, when you do these bits, you would have to subject yourselves to a lot of things. That was all fake body hair. Well, not all fake. I have a significant amount of body hair, but not that much. But they glued that all over me. It was intense, but it was the best gig of all time. I remember that. Oh my gosh, why am I forgetting his name right now? Oh my gosh. Oh wow. All right, hold on. I'm gonna get it. And I'm gonna nail it. Kirk Douglas, famous actor, came to do Conan O'Brien, and he walked out in the hallway, and I was like dressed in a dolphin costume. Someone else was dressed as Ronald McDonald. People are dressed like this, naked, and just milling about the hallway. It was like a big desk piece, and maybe like a staring contest. And he was like so blown away. He's like, "This is amazing. I love all of you. This is what it's about. It's just getting out there and acting and performing." And he almost like gave us all a hug. And it was like the best moment to meet this like legend who was so excited to see us mostly in our underwear and in very embarrassing costumes, but supporting us as if we were going out to do like the Royal Shakespeare Company. Like, I believe he shook my hand or my flipper, because I believe I was in a dolphin costume when I met the esteemed Kirk Douglas. But he was great. I'll show you one more clip of this just so you see. I got to unearth some more of these. But of course, John Ross Bowie, the first person up there, you know him from Big Bang Theory. But look at the amount of hair that I had on me. The amount that was all glued on. And here's the thing that they never tell you. In movies, TV shows, they love to glue it on. They don't like to take off the glue. It is the worst because people want to go home. So me, an under 5, no one's taking off that glue for me. And by the way, I'm looking at my hairline there. I got some major hair going on there. Let's see that. Let's see where I'm at. Oh yeah, this is real pre-Scheer in the back and everything. I mean, it's going, but I got it. And this is also all fake, but gross, totally gross. I love it all. Okay, let me pull this away here for a second. So, first of all, thank you for everybody who came out to the shows across the country this weekend. It's great. We're going to San Francisco in December, doing a holiday movie there. A movie that Molly knows, that I know. I think Molly and I both have watched it. It's amazing. It involves dogs and the holidays, but that's all I'll say for now. But it was so much fun to go out there. The costumes were amazing. I want to call out a couple costumes that I loved. We had a row of Nicolas Cages from Con Air, everybody with a mullet and a bunny and open shirts with, kind of those like low cut white undershirts. We also had 7 different Stallones from every Stallone movie that we've done on the show. We had a man and a woman just with man, woman on their chest, and they held up a little placard that said scene. So that was a man, woman scene from Action Jackson. I should be showing you some of these pictures instead of just telling you what they are. But that was great. And then I came back. I was thrown into Halloween right away. And today, as we're still playing catch up, June had to go out early. I picked up my son from Pokemon drawing class, and people wanted to know what is going on in Pokemon class. And I thought I had something to say about it, but now I'm not too sure. God damn it. What was I going to say about Pokemon drawing class? Oh man, this is, now you just caught me in like 2 old man moments that I've totally forgotten my own thing.
You okay, Paul?
I am. I'm just remembering. I brought it back up because it's like, oh, I wanted to tag it with something about that
Well, you know
class.
what the easiest thing to draw is the Pokeball. It's just a circle.
Oh, Molly, they're advanced. They're drawing Ash. They're drawing Charmanders.
Woo!
They're out in there. They're doing it up. They're no messing around. But no, that's a very serious class.
Okay.
I'm very happy my son is there and learning the art of Pokemon.
Higher education, it's very important.
I love how Birdie is situated today. Oh, there you go. Let's
Oh,
look
sorry. Yeah, I pulled myself out. Yeah, my little pirate. You know, a pirate has their little bird or whatever.
Yeah.
Birdie came with me to drop by Earwolf, and she fell in love. She had a whole circle of adults around her, just so excited to see her. She nearly wagged her tail right off.
Oh my gosh. Now, did Birdie get dressed up for the holidays?
She did not. I mean, she is wearing this sweater.
Okay. Nice sweater.
Which people often think for the
yes.
holidays, but this is just her sweater because she's a punk rock girl.
Okay. I like that punk rock.
Yeah.
I like that. And you didn't get dressed up, did you?
No, I didn't. I had to think about it. I had a costume that I made. I shared on the last sleepover.
Okay. Yeah.
Where I was in the process of making it in case I did anything, and I made these hot dog fingers.
I like that you're already making. All right. So I love From Everywhere all at once. Okay. I put together a little costume for myself of a sorcerer. Okay. June and I forgot to get our costumes. So I was a sorcerer and June was kind of a sorceress because we couldn't match up with our kids because my son wanted to be Neymar Jr. from Paris Soccer. And then he ran into Amy Nicholson, my co-host on Unspooled, her boyfriend. And he's like, you can't just go as a soccer player. You got to go as something scary. And all of a sudden that clicked to my son. He's like, yeah, you got to like make it really scary. So he started giving him ideas, and he gave him the idea to carry instead of a soccer ball, a human head. So then my son was carrying a human head. And then on top of that, he decided to put on a scary clown mask. So my son was in the Paris soccer uniform, wearing a killer clown, like insane clown face, and carrying a human head. So I have no idea what people thought. And the Minecraft piggy worked great. So that was good. That was our kids. It was very hard to kind of match with them in any family costume. And my kids will never agree again. We got like 2 years of family costumes when they had no say in it. And now we're forever separate.
Oy.
There it
I'm
is.
sorry. I feel like I derailed the show. I'm going to pop out.
No, but all right. No, you're fine. All right. Never derailing the show. That's our amazing producer, Molly. All right, people. I want to talk to you a little bit more about some stuff. But the first of all is, and I know I'm not late to it, but I am fascinated by this like new AI art and how that is becoming like not becoming a real thing, but just becoming a thing where, I don't know, I feel like it's getting a lot more attention. And I don't know if anyone saw this, but this is some art that was generated by an AI engine. It was in the LA Times, right? So check this out. So this is a piece of art. And what they did was they put in, I'll say it again, like, so what they did at the LA Times was they put in famous quotes from literature based on LA stories, right? So LA stories, they put in these quotes, and this is what the AI generator came up with. This is a beautiful one. It says, peacocks screaming in the olive trees in an eerie absence of surf. That's by Joan Didion, and that's what they created. That's beautiful, right? Peacocks screaming in the olive trees in an eerie absence of surf. Joan Didion. Beautiful, right? And then check out this one. This one is the dried banks of a concrete river, and that's by Luis Rodriguez. I mean, again, gorgeous, stunning pieces of work, right? Maybe AI art is great. This one, a great circus without a tent, Carrie McWilliams, right? I love that. And then, they started to update things. It was like Rick Caruso eating a hot dog. And that's, of course, Rick Caruso at Pink's there. And, beautiful art. He's a mayoral candidate here, billionaire who intends on fixing the city after years of never doing anything with his enormous amount of wealth. And then we have this one here. This is Chucky on the Walk of Fame. Chucky, the serial killer doll from the movie Chucky. Is it Chucky? A Child's Play. And this is Chucky on the Walk of Fame. Not really nailing it. And then this is the Grove on fire. That is the Grove on fire. The Grove out here in Los Angeles is a mall, just completely on fire. And then this one, I love this one. This is just called Small Talk in the Lobby at a callback for a job you don't even want. And that's a beautiful, beautiful piece of art there. Small talk in the lobby at a callback for a job you don't even want. And then this final one, I'm only at this flea market for the chicks. Here it is. I'm only at this flea market for the chicks. And that doesn't even seem like AI as much as it just seems like just chicks. But I'll tell you this. I started getting into AI a little bit more. I'm sorry. Started getting into AI a little bit more. And I do a monthly show at Largo, an improv show. It's great people. We have one coming up next Friday, 11/11. And I typed in Paul Scheer improv show, John Gemberling, John Gabris, Rob Riggle. And this is what we got. Enjoy this. So that is the AI generator for Paul Scheer improv show with John Gabris, Rob Riggle, and John Gemberling. And I got to say, pretty spot on. Weirdly accurate. Yeah, Molly, it is. It's like, this is not a bad representation of what that show looks like. So look, I'm all for AI. I'm all about it. What else do I want to talk to you about? What else? And then it is. Oh, this is important. I've been feeling this a lot. I don't say it a lot, but I think we need to have these bigger conversations here because I have a voice and I need to use it effectively. And so I'd like to just take a moment to throw to my friends with a very important message.
Hi, I'm Jenny Lewis.
And I'm Danny Pintaro.
So you use crack or you're thinking about trying it. First of all, I think you better listen to what Danny has to say.
Crack has not done anything positive for anyone that has tried it. Being strung out is not a game. So if you're thinking about using crack, don't do it.
And if you use crack right now, do yourself a favor and get help now.
Be a KHJ TV star. Don't use drugs.
Wow. You know, sometimes it's seeing something like that would make you stop using crack. I love the, hey, if you're using it right now, you better stop. Someone wrote that. And Jenny Lewis, Rilo Kiley Jenny Lewis. I mean, that's like Jenny Lewis, amazing singer. And of course, Danny Pintaro, star of Who's the Boss, got together to stop the kids from doing crack. And how many kids were doing crack? Do we ever have numbers on that? Like how many kids were just free bracing crack cocaine? Because it feels to me that that would be a harder thing for kids to get their hands on, like just crack. Like the fans of Danny Pintaro at that age doing crack, I'm gonna say like maybe one. And of course, you know, as Phantom Bribe calls out, these kids know about crack. They're out in the scene. I mean, you hear the way they talk about it. Let's watch them one more time. I want to watch it one more time here just to enjoy the message.
Hi, I'm Jenny Lewis.
And I'm Danny Pintaro.
Both true statements.
So you use crack or you're thinking about trying it. First of all, I think...
By the way, how many people... First of all, this ad starts off as, so you use crack or you're thinking about trying it. Those are very different things. But how many people were really like debating crack? It doesn't seem like crack is I really want to go to Florida, but also I would love to go to California. It's not like something you sit and really debate. I feel like if you're jumping into crack, you're just jumping into it. I feel like that's kind of the benefit that crack has. It's like you're not doing crack and then you are doing crack. I don't think there's a lot of time contemplating doing or not doing it. But let's go back and let's see here. Okay, so just to bring us back, if you're thinking about doing it or you are doing it,
You better listen to what Danny has to say. Crack has not done anything positive for anyone that has tried it.
first of all, she throws it over to Danny. Like Danny's an expert. Crack hasn't done anything for anyone who has tried it positive. Nothing positive. Well, that I would agree with. If anyone else, if anyone else has been out there and been on crack and felt very productive, let me know. But I do think that this is a good statement to start off. I mean, look, like I think you're right. We all have pros and cons of crack. Here we go.
Being strung out is not a game. So if you're thinking about using crack, don't do it.
By the way, also just setting up, being strung out is not a game. Is everything about this concept, like everyone involved in this has never seen crack, don't understand what crack is. They are confused by crack. Being strung out is not a game. These are child actors. If this is Tony Danza, I get it. He's speaking to me. This is like a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old telling me, like, I'm like, I just want to live that strung out life. This is a great one. Thank you for bringing this up from, not true. Crack makes you super productive. It made me clean my carpets looking for any crack I might have dropped. And that's true. Like, yeah, that is productive right there. And then, people are bringing up Danny's never heard of getting a master blaster. And here's some from Daisy Barksdale Crew. Effects of crack cocaine include euphoria, supreme confidence, loss of appetite, insomnia, alertness, and increased energy. I mean, it seems like everything that it seems like that's what we're chasing, aren't we? I mean, that's what most people want. Let's check out the end of this again.
And if you use crack right now, do yourself a favor and get help now. Be a KHJ TV star.
By the way, the other part of this that's the best is it's not even a national ad. It seems like it's a very, like, that was like to like Dayton, Ohio, local television. Do they have, like, unless this is going right into crack households? Again, I want to know if anyone has ever been affected by a PSA. Like, you saw it on TV and you're like, God damn it, I got to stop doing that. Like, whenever I see those, like, do you have mesothelioma? Call us right now. We can have a lawsuit for you. Okay, like, it's a great one. Has anyone actually died from crack? Like, we don't know. We don't know if anyone has actually died from crack. Where's crack sold? Anyone here sell crack? It would be great if they also said, if you have crack, you bring it to your local TV station right now and you ask for Jim Stevens. He does weather at night, and you give it to Jim and he'll keep it in a very safe place. Jim Stevens will take all of your crack cocaine. He's not addicted. He's just watching it for you. Okay. Wait, what is this? I've never done crack, but I once did need to buy it for a certain band that was featured in PCU. That's like a Dumois reveal here. Let's figure out who that is. Sending somebody out for crack. Wait, somebody else brings this up. Being a KJH TV star is better than being a crackhead. Yeah, what are we selling here, people? All right, and I'm glad this is already helping. Vertitron is gonna stop. No, now Vertitron, you have to stop doing crack now. And then no, people do not go on a crack run. Please don't go on a crack run. This PSA, I agree with that. That PSA with the egg and the frying pan freaked me out. But I think, again, as a person who didn't do drugs, that ad freaked me out. Is your brain on drugs? But but then it became a joke. Like, my favorite one was hey, where did you learn how to do this stuff? And the kid goes, I learned it from watching you, Dad. Which also just is like, wow, his dad is like freebasing in the middle of the house. I mean, I have some respect for your kids. All right. But as we're speaking about, public service announcements, that there is somebody that I love, somebody that I am so connected to on this planet Earth. Not my wife, not my children. It's somebody that's going to fight for me. Someone who is going to, if I am strung out, again, like someone said, if I want to play the game, if I want to play the game of being strung out, then I want to make sure I have one person in my corner, and that person is Jim Adler. As I was driving through the great country that we have here, the United States of America, I saw an ad for Jim Adler, and I've fallen in love with Jim. Jim is a lawyer who fights for people, but you know what? His ads are more exciting than a Fast and Furious movie. So this is a lawyer who is going to surprise you with his stunts, but also blow you away with his court cases. Check out this ad. This is the one that I think really tops every Jim Adler ad. Here we go.
Most insurance companies won't pay without a fight. No matter how bad the wreck is, their goal is to pay you less. And what do?
Okay. I was going to say, what do you think he's going to do? He's jumping. What do you think he's going to do? Is he going to fight the truck? Is he going to land on the truck? Or is he going to go through the trunk's cabin and knock out the driver and take control of the truck? Let me know what you think he's going to do. Okay. Is he going to fight the truck, like land in front of it, hammer it? Is he going to land on top of it? Or is he going to beat the fuck out of the driver? You pick what you think Jim Adler might do. All right. We're seeing, people are saying C. People are going to stop the truck. He's going to go a Hulk smash on the truck. Okay. I see your answers. Any more answers here? We see jump into the driver's seat. Great. He's going to do A. He's going to get into a fight with the truck. All right. He's going to do crack. He's going to masturbate. All these things are fine. All the above. Check it out. Let's go back to it. Here we go. Remember, this is an ad for a lawyer, a personal injury lawyer.
And what do? I hit hard. My client had a traumatic brain injury. I got him $1,913,500 in.
He does pretty much none of it. He just lands on it and then gives us the biggest downer of all time. He lands in the truck, boom, right? Doesn't use the hammer at all, and then tells us a very sad story. Let's go back and hear that thing. All right, here he is on the truck. Again, the special effects are first rate.
I hit hard. My client had a traumatic brain injury. I got him $1,913,500 in.
You brought us down. You just jumped onto a truck. We want you to smash the shit out of it. The answer was B, by the way. He just lands in the truck. And he's going to the front. Let's see what else he's going to do here.
In his pocket.
Jim Adler, the Texas Hammer, fights for you. 1-800-358-9797.
Call now. Greedy insurance companies are not unstoppable.
Okay. This is where I'm confused. Because it seems like the majority of the things that he is fighting are 18-wheeler accidents. So then the man jumps on a truck and you think he's going to fight the truck. He doesn't fight the truck. You think he's going to fight the driver. He doesn't fight the driver. The truck is a metaphor for corporations. Now that's tricky when the corporations are representing 18-wheeler trucks. It's like, you can't have a metaphor. It's like, oh, my metaphor for a flower is a flower. No. It can't be that. So he just jumps on the front of the truck. He doesn't stop it. He hits the brake button on the truck, on the top side of the truck. Like, again, here, this is it. I'm going to pop it. Like, he's hitting a thing that says bad deals. This motherfucker's carrying a hammer. He's fighting for me. And he's only hitting the button that says bad deals. He doesn't need a hammer for that. He could step on it the way it's positioned there. Again, I'm confused about what he's trying to say, but I love the imagery of it. Again, look at this moment of walking. Now, I don't know if this is real or fake, if they really got somebody to walk on an 18-wheeler like this for no reason. I mean, and the way that the person is walking is bow-legged like a motherfucker. This guy is walking like they've been sitting on a horse for like 5 years. Look at there.
This hammer fights for you.
Okay, got it.
1-800-358-9797.
And
Call now.
he doesn't even use the hammer the right way. You want him to be smashing it like bam, like, no, he's just. I think the hammer. I love the hammer, but I feel like I got some notes. First of all, jump off the bridge, go through the truck, get that driver, throw him off out of the road. Go, now I'm in control. I'm the Hammer, and I don't take guff from anyone. And that driver tries to get back in. Bam! You throw the hammer out like Thor. You catch it back in your hand. By the way, why hasn't Jim Adler done a Thor commercial? Molly, can you see if Jim Adler has done a Thor commercial? If not, Jim Adler, that's a pitch for you. You are the Thaw. You are the Thor of lawyers. All right. Triple H uses a sledgehammer in the same way. All right. Well, I don't know why we're using that. Gavel. I mean, yeah, it's gavel work. It's weird. I love Jim Adler. I have no real issues with Jim Adler. If I was in an 18-wheeler truck accident, I would hope that I would get a shout out like this. I mean, this is all you hope for is like when you have a traumatic brain injury. If Jim Adler was shot, it's like getting your song played on the radio. It's like, here we go.
I hit hard. My client had a traumatic brain injury. I got him $1,913,000.
But it doesn't say anything about is he better. And that's the thing that I worry about the most with Jim Adler is he never tells us that those clients are okay. Traumatic brain injury feels like you may have gotten $1,900,000. How much is put to medical bills? And is that person able to speak again? I don't know. 18-wheeler accidents feel scary to me. As somebody says, it's traumatic. He has a brilliant brain. All right. And by the way, 100%, half the country would vote this guy into office. I kind of feel like I would too. I don't know why, but I'm there. By the way, speaking about that, not to get on my high horse, but people, midterm elections are coming up. Please vote. Please vote. Go to When We All Vote. It's a nonpartisan group. It will tell you what your rights are at the voting station. It'll tell you if you're registered and make sure that you are prepared to vote. And I'll tell you, I actually used it because I get a mail-in vote just in case I'm ever out of town. My mail-in vote never came, and I was able to go on When We All Vote. I figured out what I needed to bring to my local polling place. They were open. There was not a single person in there. I went in there and I voted, and it felt great to be done with it. And I did everything but post a cute picture of me with my voting sticker, which I eventually will do because you have to. But it's so important to vote. Look at what's going on. And I will say this, and then we can move on from this. Look at the judges that are running and look at the propositions. Don't just go in the booth and figure that out. Voterly is a great resource to find out what is actually on your ballot, and they explain it in clear, succinct ways because propositions are worded in ways to confuse you. They sound good and they are bad. Like they will sound like, oh, we want to give money to schools, but it's like, and that money then will go to this developer to build a condo next to a school. Like it's a very tricky thing. So make sure you go in there, research, have your phone with you so you can have everything lined up, ready to go. I had my voter guides with me, so I knew what I was voting on. Anyway, vote, look, and I will say what's at stake. A lot of things, many things, from women's rights to climate issues to, look, we're seeing like some scary things going on even in the Supreme Court right now. I just, what may be next. I just think vote and get people out there, motivate people, just do your thing. That's all. Vote for whoever you want to vote for, but vote is what I say, and research why. But yeah, these are good things. So enough about that. I don't need to get on my high horse. You all know that. One of the things about being on tour is that every time that we go out on tour, we let the audience pick a shirt they want to make. It's a shirt that we commemorate our How Did This Get Made live show with. And we've made tons of shirts. And I will say, thankfully, our audience is amazing and they buy the shirts they want. But we have made a few missteps sometimes in making shirts that no one wants to wear. And I want to present to you a little bit. I want to present to you right now some shirts that have never quite sold. We have some new shirts coming out. We already released Indianapolis and Chicago. Detroit and Cleveland are coming. But take a look at these are some shirts that never really sold many. This is the one that is one of the few that has sold over 80 but under 100, and this is Mega Force. And you can tell why, right? It looks like a penis. And that one it's tricky to wear because it's not a penis, it's a hand. It's from the movie, and it says Mega Forces for lovers, but it's hard to get someone to wear that out in public. So I understand that, but that one isn't one of our worst ones. I'm going to get to some of our worst ones. This one, I never understood why this one didn't sell like hotcakes. Save Miracles from Breaking 2. It's a great shirt. It's celebrating saving miracles. It looks so good. This one, nothing. Like just a handful of these shirts we've sold. This is one that I think we sold four shirts of. It's called Jacked Cat, from a movie about a cat that's possessed by an alien. We thought it was great that it was Garfield with the crazy cat underneath him because the alien was inside a cat's body. Weird. We missed the boat. We missed the mark on that one. I still think it's pretty great. And you can get these as like stickers and stuff, but maybe wearing, I don't know. I think wearing that would get some good looks. Ratchet it out. This thing I said on the show, a phrase that I made up, ratchet it out. This one actually is sold, but not as much as I would like it to. I would like Ratchet It Out to be a bigger hit. This is the one that has sold two. Gretchen Mole. And this came off of an episode in which I was adamant that Gretchen Mole, or Gretchen Mall's name, was pronounced Gretchen Mole. It is not. It's Gretchen Mall. But I made this shirt. I thought this is a great looking shirt. Again, simple. What is it? It's like an inside joke. No one wanted it. And this one is another great one. This is from the movie where they yell, "Fuck the moon." Maybe we should have just made a "Fuck the moon" shirt. Instead, we made a shirt for the auto dealership that Gerard Butler, he doesn't even frequent it, as a matter of fact. It's just a dealership that Oscar, not Oscar, I'm trying to remember who it is. Oh my gosh, I'll tell you who it is. It is, oh my gosh, so this, all right, so yeah, this is the dealership that Michael Pena works at. And you know what? It isn't even that, because we made a joke in the show and it became that. No one wants it. No one wants this one. And that's what we got there. I'll talk about that Jim Davis thing in a second. This is another one that didn't really sell, Gremless, where we wanted a gremlin hang on. Sometimes our ideas for a shirt are funnier in theory. This is a great job. I mean, I don't understand what this is. It was about gremlins on a plane. It's about a gremlin on the plane, but there's a gremlin, the gremlin from the movie Gremlins. But I mean, yeah, it's this tricky one. And this was another failed shirt about time travel. That's how they described time travel in not an Ed Norton movie, but one of these movies where they go back and try to fight dinosaurs. Again, I thought sometimes I feel like these simple ones are the best ones. Like, these are so simple. And then this is one that really is not sold a single one. This is called I'm Looking for Some Lady Hands. And what does that mean? Well, that was something that we said in the show, but didn't really resonate. I was out in the audience looking for people to ask questions. I said, I'm just looking for some lady hands. And that was the shirt. People did not respond to it. Somebody brought up, because famously, Tom Brady gave me a cease and desist because I used his name on a shirt, not even his image, like a Miyazaki. It was like as if Miyazaki drew Tom Brady. And the quote was, Miyazaki is the Tom Brady of animation. That was it. I got a cease and desist from Tom Brady. And someone's saying, well, I'm surprised Jim Davis didn't give you a cease and desist. You know what? Jim Davis is cool. He's okay with this. It's not specifically a Garfield reference as much as it is. I mean, look, I feel like Jim Davis and Bill Waterston, they live with a lot of bastardizations of their ideas. Have you seen like Calvin pissing on a on like a gravestone or pissing on a Toyota symbol? It's like, it's so upsetting. Oh my gosh. By the way, let you tag this. Did Miyazaki's wife leave him because of his psychotic addiction to his career? You know what? Potentially. I don't know that much about Miyazaki's thing. Molly, this is what I forgot. Why I brought up. Okay. You know what? Here, I'm going to pull this up for a second. Let me just get this. Okay. So the reason why I brought up my son's Pokemon class is because he loves to draw. He's a funny kid. He's really cool. All right. So hold on. I'm just going to pull this up so you guys can see this. Okay. Hold on. There we go. So my son loves to draw. He's very creative. He understands, art and animation, and he's obsessed with this show called The Loud House on Nickelodeon. It's a really funny show, and I happened to be on The Loud House. Now, when I first did The Loud House, I wasn't watching The Loud House. I just, showed up. The script was funny, and I wanted to do it, and so I did The Loud House. And then my son is watching The Loud House, and I realized, oh my gosh, he's going to get to my episode. I think I come in like in season 6, so I'm deep in the show, and he sees my episode. And he freaks out. And this is my character right here. It's Gus. His name is Gus. He works in Games and Grubs. And there's an episode, and my son is like impressed that I'm on it, or not impressed. He's just kind of like, okay, yeah, you're on it. I know you're an actor. But he started to ask me questions. He's like, Dad, what was it like when you were in your, in Games and Grubs? Like, where is it? Where can I go visit it? And I'm having a hard time. I'm trying to figure out, should I break this illusion that this is a cartoon? He knows it's a cartoon, but he's asking me questions like, what is this kid like? What was it? And then like at one point, my character gets hot sauce in my eye. And my son's like, what did they put in your eye to make you scream like that? And I'm like, oh, they made it. I just pretended. Now I'm pretending that this is actually me. I don't know how to wreck the illusion that this location, Gus's Games and Grubs, doesn't exist, because he asked me the other day, he's like, can I go to work with you? I don't even know if they're going to ask me back. I've only been on 2 or 3 episodes. And now I feel like I just feel like I'm letting him down. But at one point I did say, well, it's a cartoon. And that just went over his head. So now I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, because he just believes that I was there, and I got to meet some of his favorite characters. And he's like, what was Lincoln like? And I've now just gone with it. I'm just like, Lincoln's cool, and everyone's super nice. And oh my gosh, when I had to do that thing where they hit me in the head, it had to hurt. He's like, oh, and now we're having these elaborate stories where I'm telling them stories from a set that I was never on. And I'm just desperate that they cast me again. But I love it. I love that he thinks that this is me. I mean, it is me. And then today driving home, I thought, we were doing this funny bit in the car where he was doing his favorite lines from Loud House, and he was doing his impressions of some of the characters. I said, who I can do a good impression of? The guy who plays Gus on Loud House, which is the character I play. And I do one of the lines, because I've now watched that episode a handful of times. And he goes, pretty good. But he does it more like this. And then he did my line, but I'm not even doing a voice on that show. It's just my voice. So everything is going over my son's head at this point. Like, he's like, yeah, you don't really do a good impression of it, but yet I am him, but yet I was there. Where a lot of lines are being blurred right now, and that's why I hat off to Robin Thicke for writing a song that just, encapsulates all those emotions that you have as a parent. That's what that song is about, right? The blurred lines of when you're in an animated show and your child thinks it's a live action show. Yeah, I think that's right. By the way, he's in the Pokemon class. That was why I brought this up, Jethro, because I was like, he's drawing in a class, a Pokemon drawing class, and I'm in an animated show, and it's still not working. Okay. Yes, this is That is true. I forgot about that. Yes. Dick Van Dyke entered a Dick Van Dyke lookalike competition and came in 5th place. Um, we do so much bits. We do so many bits. The bit that we have been doing lately is it's known, but I say to my wife, I don't think I brought home the right kid today. I describe somebody who does not look like my son. And then my son pretends to be someone else pretending to be Sam. It's like a level on top of a level on top of a level. It's like we're doing dumb bits in this house. And you know what? God bless it. It's a dream come true. People, I have to go do a show. I have a 7:00 show here in LA. I got to get in my car. I got to drive to that show. I wanted to pop up right now just to say hey, and make sure I chimed in and thank you all for coming out. If you did come out, I'll be back again. Maybe with Rob, maybe not with Rob, because he's busy shooting a very exciting new show up in Canada. But I love everybody here. Thank you so much for coming out. Sorry I started late, but you know what? I had to. I just had to. I'm not going to let my kids sit in school for no reason. Let me see if I have one more thing to show you before I get out of here. Let's see if I have one other good clip or something. I think I have one more thing I want to show you before Rob comes back and wrecks the whole thing. I know we'll do that. We're going to do that eventually. No, I don't think I got anything. All right, everybody. I'll see you next week. Remember to vote. Remember to make your friends vote. Remember to check all your stuff before you go and vote. A big thank you to Molly, my super producer. And we will see you very soon. Bye for now.